You're listening to the Astromommy Daily Horoscope, a forecast that hopes to shine a light in the dark, helping us all see where we've been, where we are, and where we're going. Whether you're a first-time listener or a long-time subscriber, thanks for being here. I truly appreciate you being in the Astromommy community. Without further ado, here is the Daily Horoscope. Happy Fall Equinox! Big shifts this weekend and XVII The Star, remaining hopeful. Daily check-in for Friday through Sunday, September 20th through the 22nd, 2024. Good morning, friends. Did you see the moon last night? After my husband and I finished a tango class in the city, we saw her rising low on the eastern horizon, a deep gold color, and she was so big. Her fullness was starting to wane as a sliver of her right side was lost in darkness, but she was so beautiful. I took a picture with my phone, but it didn't pick up any of the subtleties of her gorgeous face. She was a glorious sight to see. Okay, let's get into the astrology. All times are in Eastern Time unless mentioned otherwise. There is a lot going on today and over the weekend, most notably the Fall Equinox and Venus entering Scorpio on Sunday. So we are going to go over the highlights for the next 3 days in today's forecast. Friday, September 20th, 2024. The moon moved into Taurus, her exaltation, early this morning at 5:02 a.m., after perfecting a square to Pluto in Capricorn retrograde at the end of her time in Aries, kind of putting a final mark of punctuation there. The moon square Pluto could have brought up some heavy feelings that we needed to weed through, trying to figure them out and lay them all out on the table so that we could organize them, inspect them for defects, and burn the ones that no longer mattered. Now the moon is in Taurus, and she is feeling much more relaxed and comfortable. The moon will stay in Taurus until Sunday morning, so we have tonight and tomorrow to enjoy the good life and seek out pleasures that excite our senses. It's a wonderful couple of nights to stay at home with family or go out with friends. Whichever you enjoy will be possible. Have some good food, fun conversations, and make some good memories while the moon is here, and do some self-care too. Whatever you like to do to get in touch with your body, your senses, and your passions, today and tomorrow are great days to do them. Today we may be waiting for our projects to move along, and we may experience a few delays, but nothing we can't get over, and that is because the moon is making a semi-square to Saturn in Pisces retrograde and a sesquiquadrate to Mercury in Virgo. Venus in Libra makes a quincunx to Uranus in Taurus at 1:36 p.m., indicating that something out of the ordinary may be making us feel uncomfortable or indecisive. With Venus's upcoming quincunx to Neptune retrograde tomorrow, this could even be weird dreams or thoughts that are toying with your mind. This transit leaves a lot up in the air as it is not clearly outlined just yet. We may not know what this is about until way after this weekend, so just be patient with yourself and allow the mysteries to be revealed in their own timing. Later tonight, the Sun in Virgo will oppose Neptune in Pisces retrograde, and this may feel like a birthing moment or an aha moment when you learn the truth about something or the sunlight breaks through the fog and shows you the lay of the land. But until this moment, it is like you are surrounded by feelings of uncertainty. It could also represent a time when our vitality feels as if it is draining, so we could experience fatigue and sleepiness, strongly pulling us toward the dream world. To sleep or not to sleep? That will be the question, and I mean this both literally and figuratively. The opposition is of the nature of Saturn, and so this transit may feel harsh, heavy, and like an either-or situation, because you can't be both awake and asleep at the same time. It's like that scene in the movie The Matrix when Lawrence Fishburne's character Morpheus offers Neo the red pill to wake up from the Matrix or the blue pill to stay asleep, ignorant of the real world. Sun opposite Neptune is the universe's way of offering us this choice. Some will choose the blue pill and others the red. Which will you choose? Saturday, September 21st, 2024. Early in the morning on Saturday at 4:49 a.m., Mercury in Virgo will form a square to Jupiter in Gemini, and this could feel very mentally stimulating as our minds may be blown with an expansion of knowledge. We may feel more interest toward learning new things or an excitement around travel, anything that expands our minds in some way. The caution with any square to Jupiter, of course, is to be mindful and not overdo things. So if you are exploring today, keep it more local. If you are reading, writing, learning, or conversational, keep it real. Stay in tune with your limits. If you are enjoying time with friends and family, don't overeat, overspend, or drink too much. It's always tempting when planets square Jupiter to let ourselves indulge in things, so just be mindful and stay within the limits that you know are good for you. On a positive note, there is always a silver lining with Jupiter, so whatever is piquing your mental interest this Saturday, it may be for a good reason, even if you don't know what yet. This transit could also represent news reports that either overwhelm us with data, dates, and facts, or something could be inflated in the news, or we may hear about travel, higher education, or an honorable person. The moon will make frustrating aspects to the nodes on Saturday, so there could be some setbacks and delays, especially in our relationships. But the moon also perfects a trine to Mercury in Virgo, so that is really good for communication, transportation, and exchanges between people succeeding. So if you have some plans on Saturday, they will most likely go through because of this trine, even if there are a few delays. Sunday, September 22nd, 2024. On Sunday, we have a lot of transitions taking place. The moon enters Gemini, the sun enters Libra, marking the fall equinox, and Venus enters Scorpio. This is a lot, so let's break it down a bit more. Before the moon in Taurus enters Gemini early in the morning at 1:28 a.m., she conjoins Uranus and Taurus retrograde. So this means that this weekend, Saturday or Sunday, there will be some surprises that kind of disrupt your plans, and this could go either way. You may be happy about it or you may be frustrated. It just depends on your own temperament. Then the sun in Virgo will perfect his trine to Pluto in Capricorn retrograde at 2:11 p.m., initiating a rapid, irrevocable change that will happen very swiftly. 3 hours later, the moon in Taurus forms a trine to Pluto at 5:57 a.m., and then a trine to the sun at 6:13 a.m. This brings it all home. When the moon engages with the transit, we feel it a lot more on a personal level. So the sun has been forming this grand trine between Uranus and Pluto ever since Thursday, so now the moon is getting in on the energy. So we may experience a sudden, rapid transformation to our plotline and circumstances, or the way in which we identify with and feel about something over the weekend. Then at 6:24 a.m., the moon leaves the sensual sign of Taurus and enters the mental sign of Gemini. We may feel more playful and eager to engage in things that are more mentally stimulating as opposed to physically stimulating, like we've had with the moon in Taurus for Friday and Saturday. 2 hours later, the sun leaves the pragmatic, organized, and detail-oriented sign of Virgo and enters the indecisive, social, and charming sign of Libra, which also happens to be the sun's fall position and the fall equinox, marking the beginning of fall. The sun in Libra shifts the storyline, first into the house that Libra rules in our natal and solar return charts, and thus activating those topics. Second, it's also a time for diplomacy, conversations for peace, and appreciating the beauty all around us. I love this time of year as the days start to get shorter and cooler after the equinox. The leaves turn colors and drop to the ground, adorning the earth in a different type of beauty than that of summer. We naturally want to socialize and share the bounties of summer by enjoying the harvest with family and friends. It's a fun season. Before Venus moves into Scorpio, she first perfects a square to Pluto in Capricorn retrograde, bringing up something in our relationships that we have been sweeping under the rug for a while. This square will expose it and force us to look at it, and with Venus's subsequent ingress into the introspective sign of Scorpio, we are going deep, my friends. At 10:36 p.m., Venus will enter Scorpio. This means that for the next 25 days, it's all about power, hunger, and primordial desires. Relationships may feel a bit more edgy, deeply passionate, and intense. That sums up my weekend report. Let's move on to the tarot card. Let's see what the cards have to say. What is the guidance for this weekend? 17, the Star. On this card, we see a naked woman standing on the edge of a body of water, her long hair flowing freely down her body, just as handfuls of water flow freely from each upturned palm. Flowers grow at her feet, and a tree rises behind her with a beautiful bird perched on its branch. In the distance are mountains casting their reflections into the still water. In the sky are 8 stars that the woman is gazing upon for divine guidance. The Star card is about having hope, keeping the faith, and having a spiritual renewal and purpose. It is about picking yourself back up after a period of upheaval, mishap, or disruption. It's about making and receiving a wish. This card represents inspiration, insight, and understanding, feeling mentally and physically healthy and being open to a new life, ideas, or concepts. I think this card means 2 things when combining it with the astrology. 1, it is about being hopeful for the future. There is hope with the Sun trine Pluto that this transit will bring about a positive yet powerful transformation that is for your highest good. 2, this card is about making a wish. The Sun opposite Neptune can absolutely be about making a wish. Our very essence, as represented by the Sun, is asking Neptune to deliver an ideal reality, a wish, and the wish will either be granted or not. That is the nature of the opposition. It's one way or the other. So, this card means to stay hopeful in the face of all the changes and all the hopes and dreams, and know that whatever happens, you are a resourceful, strong, and resilient, soulful being who can handle it all. What do you think? What are your thoughts about this reading or this weekend's transits? Let me know in the comments. I hope this is helpful. Until Monday, Astromummy. Thank you for reading or listening to the Daily Horoscope. Quick links and resources can be found at the bottom of the newsletter. Today's card was pulled from the Hanson Roberts Tarot deck, available on Amazon. If you seek knowledge and enlightenment, the Astromummy newsletter may be right for you. Side effects of reading or listening to the Astromummy newsletter are common and include joy, jubilation, delight, happiness, gratitude, love, triumph, feeling in tune with the universe, experiencing deep insights, reflections, and contemplations, a lightened soul, a lighter step, feeling awake when others are asleep, illuminated, enlightened, having spiritual experiences, noticing repeating numbers, animals in nature, or songs on the radio that speak to you, getting vibes, clairvoyance, clairaudience, and clairsmelliance, feeling like you know a secret language, biophilia, crying tears of joy, emotional literacy, feeling lively, stable, exalted, having an auric glow, or feeling like you woke up on the right side of the bed have all been reported. If you purchase anything through the affiliate links that I provide in the newsletters, I will make a very small commission. Thanks for listening.